Oh, good morning, everybody. How are we all today? Good. Oh, Sophie, nice to see you again. How's the yeast infection? Oh, good. Good. Nice to hear. And the family as well? Excellent. Excellent. What do I think about the whole Andretti Cadillac thing? I think it shouldn't be allowed to happen. Why? I'm offended you're asking me why, mate. There's already an American team, a whole American team, and the Andrettis have seen what a success we're making of things, and they're trying to jump on my coattails and take away some of my glory. It's disgusting, and it shouldn't be allowed to happen. Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Kicking Haas. It's after the summer break. We are having the Belgian Grand Prix today, and after the disaster that was the Hungarian race last time out, we need to bounce back. We need points, and we need to make sure this gap to Mercedes is not getting any closer than it currently is. Now, there was a lot to catch you up on. We've been busy over the summer. Let's start with facilities, and we can see if we go to development here, our CFD simulator is now being upgraded, so that is now level 3. It's come just in time to get full into the upgrades for next year's car, and so that's really good. You can see we don't have any research hours right now. At the end of this race weekend we will do, and that's when next year's car really does start to kick into action. The other thing we're looking to upgrade is the factory. We're going to have a level 3 factory, and that will allow us to have 4 projects on the go and allow things to happen a little bit quicker, and obviously that can only benefit us down the line. So that is all good news, and the suspension simulator is not too far away either. The other thing that we've done here, if we go to is staff facilities, operational facilities, the boardroom has been upgraded, and the hospitality area is not too far away from its. I think, was that a refurbishment or an upgrade? It's an upgrade, isn't it? So that's all on the up and up there. Now, let's go and have a look at the cars. We knew that we had 2 upgrades to come. It was a front wing and it was an underfloor. They're both ready for this race weekend. So let's go to K-Mag's car because he has all these pieces in one. All these cars all in one piece. So front wing. Let's have a look and see what this is going to do to change the car for us. If we install it here on car 2, let's go to show rank on grid, and we can see in cornering it's going to move us up the grid, which is excellent. Now we've seen in the past, haven't we, that the underfloor can be very, very powerful. I think it's down to the ground effects sort of downforce that cars have now, and sort of sucking the car down, which the underfloor tends to do. And we can see here, by installing it, we become gods in corners, essentially, and a little bit of top speed increase as well. So that is really, really nice, and I'm hopeful, as our last upgrade for the year, that that's actually going to really kick us on now to the next level and pull us away from Mercedes, and maybe even get us a little bit closer to the front cars again, Ferrari and Red Bull. Let's just fix. Don't need to design. We'll just get back Logan Sargeant with a car that's all together, and if you look after this one, please, Logan, for me, that'd be appreciated. So that is all the car stuff done. Hopefully, like I say, we'll see a benefit of that. Now, the drivers have been busy over their summer break, so let's get a little bit of extra speed into Logan Sargeant. K-Mag has a development point as well, so let's stick that into control, and he becomes an 82 rated driver. Congratulations, K-Mag. And I think now we'll sort of build reactions up to 80 as well. And Jack Crawford, again, busy over the summer, has 2 development points. We'll stick his reactions up 1, which makes him a 63 rated driver. And I think now we need to start building on getting the rest of this up to 65, the consistency, and then we'll go from there. So he's looking good there as well. Now, onto the staff. Again, we've been busy over the summer, and our head of tech has, or technical chief, has a development point. Let's stick that into, we've already developed or done some research on the chassis, so let's stick that on side pods, perhaps. The head of aero, DRS Delta is a drag reduction, is a weakness of the car, so let's stick it onto that. And I don't think race engineers have anything. No, they don't. They're just as they were. So let's go and have a look at the race and the track here and see what we're expecting. A dry race weekend. Let's have a look here at the track map for qualifying. Red sector 1, blue sector 2, yellow sector 3. You can see it's a fast track, sort of those traction zones at the start and finish of the lap, but otherwise it's a nice fast flowing track that is just magnificent. Definitely, maybe not definitely, but one of my favorite tracks in real life. We can see the car attributes that are important. Now, top speed and acceleration aren't always our greatest asset, so let's hope that that doesn't come back to bite us here. Average pit lane lost time is 20 seconds, so the stop for soft tyres might be on. We can see there it's essentially a one-stop race. So it might depend. We'll have to sort of play it by ear on the other stop. And we can see the time loss there due to wear and all that kind of stuff as well. Last year's race here, K-Mag came in 6th, which was a decent result for him at the time, if I remember correctly. And Logan Sargeant in 14th. Hopefully, we'll get both cars in the points this race. Let's have a look at our performance targets. Reach Q3. Well, if we're reaching Q3, we should be getting 12th and we should be getting into Q2. So I think we can get away with that. Fastest lap and a finishing position of 12th. I think we can agree to that. Now, of course, we lost our finishing streak, didn't we, last time out with that disaster. But we need 3 races with both drivers in the top 14, which we should be able to do, barring any Hungarian-like disasters. Qualifying, we get 1 car in the top 14 here, and we'll have 800 grand in our bank account, and that is very nice. All right. What's the important email here? It's nothing too important. All right, let's go off to Belgium. So, confirmation of the dry weekend. I will be going to do some free practice, and I will see you momentarily for qualifying. All right, so free practice is done. Let's have a look at how we did. Now, first thing you'll notice is penalties to Verstappen, Leclerc, and Bottas as well. The second thing you'll notice is that, well, I'm a little bit disappointed with where we are. Sargeant was 8th in FP1, Crawford down there in 16th. Now, the one thing I would say as we go to FP2 is that Magnussen's car, so Crawford, obviously, and Magnussen now, who was down there in 16th, does need a new engine, which we'll be putting in for qualifying. So I'm hoping that that's going to account for something. You can see as we got sort of closer to the setups that we were in and around the top 10, but that's concerning. With the new, I really was hoping that we would be a lot higher up. Now, in the new gearbox in the car there for Sargeant as well, everything else there is. I forgot to take his engine, switch his engine parts out, but that's fine. And if we have a look here, we can see K-Mag needs a new engine. He's got one to take. And, I mean, the question is going to be qualifying. If he doesn't do a great job, given that there's some other penalties out there, is this a good race to maybe take them? Of course, the other side to that is if everybody else is starting from the back, we want to start from the front. But anyway, let's do Q1. It should be no problem. And indeed, no problem at all. K-Mag 5th, Sargeant 7th, just the one run. So we've saved a set of tyres there as well. So that's good. On to Q2 we go. Okay, so K-Mag is coming around to start his lap. I don't know what's happened to Sargeant. He's retired the car. He did his lap. And then instead of coming into the pits, he did another lap. So he's run out of fuel, I'm assuming. And I don't understand why he's done that. I don't know if I clicked something without realizing it. But, yeah. We've got Sargeant out. And, well, to say it's disappointing is a bit of a understatement. But anyway, we'll see what K-Mag can do here. His last car on track. I did make it sort of a joke in the start of the episode about the Andretti thing. I'd like to know what you guys think. I just don't understand why they're not letting him in. He's done everything they've asked him to do. And honestly, at this point, it's a little bit of... It feels like European xenophobia. Like they just don't want another American team or an American team in there. So... yeah, it'd be interesting what you guys have to say, what you guys think in the comments, but I just don't understand it. But anyway, K-Mag is through, but Sargeant is out. Okay, so K-Mag currently on pole position. Now, I don't think that's going to last because the Red Bulls are faster than what they've done in that first lap. But let's see what he can do here. Let's get some sectors up. Now, we're not last car on track. We've got Esteban Ocon behind us, and we can see Verstappen has gone fastest overall in that middle sector. Yeah, now what we need to do with Sargeant now is we need to try and get him in front of the Mercedes. Hopefully he's going to race okay. I mean, he was the faster car in free practice, which is almost the most annoying thing, as Verstappen pops in a faster lap. Now, Magnussen's first lap was on a used set of tyres. He's on a new set now, so I'd like to think he'd be able to go faster, but he was right at the back of a group of cars in that first run, so he would have got a nice draft or slipstream down the back straight and then up this straight as well. So that might be well why he's not done a fastest first sector, and I suspect he may not do a fastest last sector as well. And he goes third. Well, with penalties, that's going to be a front row start. So we can see the grid before penalties, and well, Magnussen, as I say, he is going to start on the front row next to Sergio Perez. Sargeant down there in 12th. He'll go up at least one ahead of, 13th. He'll go up at least one ahead of Vettel, and then depending on these other guys here, he might move up a little bit further again, but he's got to get himself in front of these two Mercedes. But you would have to say this is a big, big opportunity for K-Mag to get himself back on the podium here. Now, what do we want to do? You don't need that. Can we do soft, hard? I mean, it's an easy one-stop, isn't it? Not so easy if you go onto the medium, though, it looks like. So let's go maybe soft, hard. And I think what you're going to want to do is maybe push the soft tire as late as possible. And then if you get to a point where cars come in and the hard tire is doing faster lap times, then we can come in earlier. If not, then we can come in sooner. You know, we can stay out longer. Sorry, whichever is the faster tire, that's what we'll look to do, I think. And that strategy to me makes sense on both cars. I don't see the point in doing a medium hard when a soft tire will get you to the end, and you don't need. Yeah, I don't understand. I just don't understand why you wouldn't use a soft tire if using it, you can still do a one-stop and get to the end. Now, of course, if we do tires like this, it means we'll be able to push that hard tire a little bit faster as well, a little bit further. So 9th and 2nd is where we start, and that is obviously a bit of a bonus for Sargeant, to be honest. It could have been a lot worse for him there, couldn't it? So he's got away with it to a point. Let's hope, speaking of points, we can get a few here. Okay, welcome back. We've got K-Mag. Look at that aggressive stance from K-Mag on the front row of the grid. Does he get a good start? Let's jump on board and find out. Let's jump on board and find out. He's going up the inside of Sergio Perez. Can he get a late on the brakes? A nice exit on his soft tyres. And he does come out of the first corner in front. Now, of course, as we will know, if you watch the Formula 1 in real life, it is an absolute train going up here. It's like a slingshot. The further back you are, the faster you get to the end of the straight. Let's see if he's going to be able to hold it out. He is, with ERS active, and Sargeant has actually lost a position back to 10th. So that is not ideal. Let's have a look. Verstappen and Leclerc are right at the back. Have a look at tyres. So there's a lot of soft tyre runners. There's a few mediums. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as the race plays out. But I don't know. Yeah, a medium tyre, assuming they're going to go onto the hard tyre then. And they're just never going to use the soft. So I don't fully understand that. But anyway, I'm sure there's a reason for it that'll probably become very painfully obvious as we struggle tyres at the end or something. But anyway, we did see that the soft tyre loses a tenth of a second a lap. Maybe that is why people are going onto the medium, is because it is going to slow up too much towards the end. But I'd rather be on the faster tyre at some point, if I'm honest. Can we get a move done there? No, we can't. So we're somewhat stuck behind Albon here. And with Hamilton in 5th and Russell in 8th, we don't want Mercedes outscoring us here. So if you could get a move done, please and thank you, Logan. That would be very nice indeed. He's trying, isn't he? But he's just, well, it's difficult to overtake at this part of the track anyway. Let's see if he can tuck into the slipstream here. And what we'll do is we'll save the ERS on K-Mag because DRS is going to be activated now, and he's just going to be a bit of a sitting target anyway. So we'll save the ERS for when we're looking to do maybe deploy laps later on. I'm not too concerned. I'm expecting Magnussen to be overtaken here. What I want, though, is I want to see Logan Sargeant past Albon. Now, surely with DRS, he's going to just absolutely cruise past, get up onto the back of George Russell, and we can get on with our race now. So Sargeant has indeed cruised up to the back of this battle pack in front. Now, the issue he has, we're in a bit of a Hamilton train. How often do we see it? I don't understand why the Mercedes are so slow in the race. But we have got ourselves into a little bit of a train, as I say, a DRS train. So it's going to be difficult for him to work his way through this, I would think. He did do the fastest lap in catching them, so that's good. He's the fastest man on track, or certainly he was. And we've got a sort of Perez, Magnussen, Sainz, and Gasly four-way battle up front. But certainly Sargeant is showing that he does have good pace in this one. Okay, Logan Sargeant putting a move on the Mercedes of George Russell. Very nicely done. The issue that we have here is that everybody in front of him was on a medium tyre, so Sargeant needs to get moves done while he's on the soft. But a very nice move nonetheless by Logan Sargeant, and he's now up to 8th and all over the back of Hamilton, who is falling backwards here a little bit. He's already let Norris and Ocon past. So again, we do need to get you past here, please, Logan. Hamilton is on the soft tyre as well, but if he can get past and stay in the DRS of Norris as well, then that is going to be a very, very nice thing indeed. Can we jump on board with... got a yellow flag at the end of the straight here. What's happened? Yellow flag. Is Magnussen okay? Magnussen is fine. Sainz has had a spin, so he was in that lead battle. So that is going to bring him back a little bit towards Sargeant here. Now, can we get this move done? This is important, Logan. He's almost out of battery as well. He should have DRS. Can he get a slipstream and late on the brakes? Late on the brakes. No. Still stuck behind Hamilton, but thankfully Hamilton is keeping pace with Norris. So it's maybe not the end of the world. I probably should have left him on overtake there, because that's where he got past George Russell, wasn't it? He might need to make a move in an unconventional area here to try and get this done, because I think DRS is not going to really help him, given that Hamilton's going to have that as well. Come on, can he get a move done into the chicane, I wonder? Let's try and use a bit of extra petrol here, perhaps. Oh, and Hamilton has pulled off into the pits. Okay. Well, that helps. And actually, there's quite a few of the soft tyre runners are coming in. So this is where the strategy game will start to play out. We will now put K-Mag onto a couple. He's not quite into his window yet. So we'll wait. When he gets into his window, we're going to do some deploy laps with him. What we're going to want to keep an eye on here, though, now is lap times. The guys that have come out on a fresh hard tyre are going to be faster than our guys on an old soft tyre. That is the big question, isn't it? Alright, so we have Sargeant looking for a move on Lando Norris. That was very, very close. We have both drivers in their pit window now. K-Mag is doing some deploy laps to try and go as fast as he can. Now, what we haven't got yet is an accurate time for the guys that have come in to stop. We've got to find out who it is that's coming to stop. We know Gasly has stopped, hasn't he? So we'll get an idea at the end of this lap as to exactly how fast they're going. But K-Mag is hopefully on a quick one. And we've got Logan Sargeant here doing his best to get past Lando Norris. And he's doing he was faster than him on the last lap. Let's see if he can put a move on him this lap. Let's use up the last of these tyres. He's coming in this lap, I think. Is next, like the end of this lap, I think. Looks like are they both catching Ocon? It certainly feels like they are. No, he's got one more lap to go. And he's doing his best here, but I don't know if... well, he's going to have DRS here. Let's go DRS, overtake. And we should get this done with overtake, shouldn't we? It's not going to happen. We're just not quite quick enough in a straight line, are we? We really maybe need to work on that for next year's car. I think that's going to be mostly the rear wing. But we've got... Let's have a look at Gas. Oh, he's done the move again. He's pulled it on George Russell, and now he's gone and done it on Lando Norris as well. That's a fast corner where we know that our car is good in fast corners. So that's maybe what we need to look to work on here. And, or, you know, look to exploit, I should say. We've got a 3-second or so gap up the road to Esteban Ocon. We're going to go and attack the tyres this lap because we will be coming in with Sargeant. And we will be... next lap coming in with Magnussen. Now let's have a look at these lap times. Gasly's done the fastest lap of the race. And, well, we're actually let Norris back past. No, we've let Russell pass. Now, where's Russell come from? So last laps, Gasly was a 47.0. Magnussen's doing a faster lap time, but Sargeant is not.
Keep it up.
So, not quite sure what's gone wrong there. I tell you what, this is a nice little battle, isn't it? He gets a move back on George Russell. Magnussen overtakes Perez, which is good, obviously, but it doesn't really matter because, well, he's coming in this lap anyway, or next lap for him. So let's see. Well, do we have an idea of intervals? Gasly is 18 seconds behind the leader, so Gasly is taking a little bit of time out of us. He might well come out in front. 46.3. For him. Verstappen is flying, but I don't think he's come in the pits yet. Yes, we will be pitting with you, K-Mag, this lap. So you can go and destroy those tyres as well. And here comes Logan Sargeant into the pits. Where is he going to come out? If we're looking at 20 seconds or so, well, we'll find out soon, won't we? We were battling with Hamilton. That's the man we want to try and be in front of. So we'll find out very shortly. What are the Haas boys doing? Oh, 2.8. That's the fastest stop we've done in a while. It might even be the fastest stop we've ever done. So they've turned him around. There is Lewis Hamilton there, though. And are we within his DRS range? That is going to be our big question here. We are just within the second. So that is good news. We should have DRS at the end down this straight here. We double the speed up so it doesn't take all day. And, well, we're kind of back where we started in a way. But we should have fresher tyres. And we are definitely looking good there for some points. Now, what can K-Mag do? Where is he going to come back out? I think Gasly is our reference point. Yellow flag in Sector 2, but we're all okay. Let's see what we can do. Now, if we can do a similar sort of pit stop with K-Mag. There goes Perez. Now, of course, we are going to have fresher tyres than Sergio here. We might be able to do a bit of an undercut on him here. 2.9, so another sub 3 second stop, which is huge for Haas. And we come out ahead of Norris, do we? We must be neck and neck with him. Yeah, we are. Actually, we're quite comfortably ahead of Lando Norris. So we've come out, therefore, ahead of Pierre Gasly, which is a good move for us as well. And the gap there we can see is quite significant. We're quite significantly ahead of Pierre Gasly. So this is looking excellent for K-Mag. And Sargeant puts a move on Hamilton that I've missed. It was probably at the end of the straight, it looks like, with DRS. So it's looking good for the Haas boys. Now we just have to eagerly await Sergio Perez's stop. And we have lots of stops coming actually at the end of that lap. Not Sergio Perez, but a number of others. And, oh, he's run wide, has Logan Sargeant. Put your foot on the gas, mate. Go, go. Oh, Logan.
Now just focus on the
oh, just the pressure from Hamilton. I don't know why he stopped the car. That seems silly. He's let both the Mercedes go. Looks like a McLaren has got past him as well. And he goes back to 10th. But a fair way back now of Norris as well. That is brutal. Absolutely brutal, Logan. You kill me sometimes, mate. And Perez is stopping. Magnussen comes out. Oh, let's get on board with Magnussen here. No, go on board with Magnussen. We're back in front. Bottas has run wide. He's made a mistake. Doesn't help Norris out. Doesn't help Sargeant out. Too many names. So it's looking as though this is the race for the win, isn't it? Not much difference in terms of tyre life. It's going to come down to Magnussen and Perez. Although we have got Verstappen in the background there. Now, has he made a pit stop? Verstappen, no. So he's not really in this race just now. He's the only car that has not stopped. Can Perez be beaten by Magnussen? That is our question, though. Oh, Sargeant has spun again, mate. Come on, this is ridiculous now. He should have been sitting up there ahead of both the Mercedes. I mean, he's going to be lucky to score a point.
What a shame.
It's not a shame, Crofty. It's moronic is what it is. Alright, well, to be fair to Logan Sargeant, I mean, he's absolutely carving his way back through the field. He's back up to 10th. We're going to use a bit of deploy here, try and break free of that group that is currently stuck behind Albon. He's just his own worst enemy, isn't he? He's clearly quick, especially today. He is quick. He's been the quickest Haas all weekend. He just keeps throwing it off the road, which is so annoying. But anyway, I don't think he's quite managed to break DRS there either, but it is what it is, I suppose. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, he will be in a battle for 10th. There's a part of me that wonders, actually, if it's worthwhile bringing him in for a soft tyre. It's only a 20-second loss. I'll have to do some calculations here. Okay, so I think what we're going to do with Sargeant is we're going to just push him on. I'm not interested in fighting for 1 point, maybe. So we're going to just see if what he can do. So we're going to change the strategy. He's going to push very, very hard from now to the end of the race. He'll probably send it into the wall at some point, let's be honest. But, well, he'd probably do that anyway. And there it is, the lockup. He just can't push, can he? He's an absolute muppet.
Focus on the Haas.
To be honest, he was battling away there with DRS. It was going to be a luck of the draw thing. We'll stick with it, but I just don't trust him today. He's having one of those days.
Up there.
Oh no! K-Mag! What is wrong with the Haas drivers? We put new parts on the car. He's still in second. But that might be a potential race win. Gone up in smoke. Thankfully, we had been charging his battery behind Perez.
Mode push.
So we can try and make it up, but it must be the car, surely. Alright, now to be fair to both our guys, Magnussen has caught back up. He's done the fastest lap of the race and he has caught Perez. Sargeant is right back up to where he was, although he's massively pushing on at this point. Our car is quick. If the drivers, please guys, keep this on the road, and it could still be there for us. We're going to have Sargeant coming into the pits momentarily. We'll stick him back on harvest and charge up the battery for a little run to the end here.
Yeah, I'm copy.
But our car is quick. We're very, very quick if we can just keep it on the road. So the Logan Sargeant pit stop didn't go very well, and for some reason I mustn't have saved the change. So he's come in maybe a little bit too late to get the max benefit from this. I've stuffed this up. I didn't notice he'd got. I was too busy worrying about.
Mode push. Copy.
Too busy worrying about Sargeant and his fastest lap. But I didn't see that he. Well, this is a stuff up.
You're doing very good. Lap time out good. Lap time out good.
So Sargeant is, 3 seconds a lap faster than the cars around him. I don't know if he's got enough time here to get himself back. We'll have to have a look and see at the end of the race how much tyre life he has left as to whether or not it was a bit of a stuff up. But what was a stuff up is not just losing track of where K-Mag was in relation to Perez. So he's 1.9 seconds back, and I unfortunately don't think he's going to be able to make that up. I had him in harvest mode to recharge his battery to try and be able to get him on the, down the camel straight on the last lap. And yeah, like I say, it's just a stuff up on my part, that one. It's very difficult to keep track of 2 cars. Christian Horner doesn't have to keep track of 2 cars. He has people to do it for him. But we'll see what we can do here. Yeah, Sargeant's not going to get back the points. I don't know that he would have done it anyway, to be honest. But at least we've had a bit of fun. I mean, if we're going to be disappointed with a second place, that's one thing. A Sargeant crashed again, no. But yeah, I'm just annoyed at myself if I'd been paying more attention to. I've basically stuffed up both cars because I bought Sargeant in too late to be able to get the full benefit of his soft tyres, but of course he'd already burned through the soft, so he wasn't going to get to the end on them anyway. And then in doing that, I've lost track of K-Mag as well. Sector 1 yellow flag. A safety car would make it interesting. Actually, no, I probably wouldn't. The safety car would just end the race. We're on to the last lap. And, well, K-Mag can have a proper go. But yeah,
As much as you can.
he could have come in a couple of laps sooner. And would it have made a big difference? I mean, he's got 6 seconds between Ricciardo and Bottas. He might have been able, 2 laps, been able to make that up. But Sargeant made too many mistakes today to score points. And I made too many mistakes today for K-Mag to win a race, unfortunately. But it's not too bad, is it? Low fuel range. All right, let's just conserve to make sure he gets back into the positive. The last thing I need, there we go, is for K-Mag to run out of petrol. But anyway. It's second place. It's not the end of the world. It's been a very, very good race from K-Mag. I'm just disappointed I didn't give him the best chance to win it. Sargeant has got past Ricciardo up into 13th. We'll just back him off a little bit now on the petrol. I don't care if he runs out of petrol. That'd just basically top off his day, wouldn't it? But you wonder. K-Mag was set up to win, and then he spun. So, in a way, it's not my fault, it's his. But it's going to be Perez winning. K-Mag will come across for second, which is a very good result for us. And Logan Sargeant, he will trail home 13th, it looks like.
Second
And
time.
he's run out of petrol just as he crossed the line, so he does get 13th. That's a perfectly executed race on my part. If he kept it on the road, would have been fine. So there we go, Verstappen up 15 places to third, Sargeant down 4. As I say, too many mistakes from Sargeant today, and we could have hung out. We were in the sort of the Norris-Leclerc battle before the pit stop. I don't know what would have happened. I mean, Albon ended up dropping back 7 seconds, so it may well have been we would have finished 11th and dropped back with him anyway. So, too many mistakes. And Magnussen, it's a case of what could have been, isn't it? If he hadn't spun, he was right behind Perez. Who knows? Who knows? We'll never know, will we? But he does stay 4th in the championship. Sargeant drops down another place now to 11th. And in the Constructors, we've pulled out 8 points on Mercedes. That makes me feel a little bit better. We've pulled it a little bit on Ferrari that race as well, although Leclerc did start from the back. So, and Red Bull are just in a world of their own, aren't they? So much better than everybody else. But guys, that will do it for today. If you have enjoyed that, make sure you hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. And I will see you next time. I believe the next race might even be the Dutch Grand Prix. So we'll go to Verstappen land and hopefully we can ruin his party. But I just think Red Bull might be very, very quick. But on a positive note, that's a very twisty track and our car is good in corners. So it might be a race to remember. Until then, take care.